What's up? What's up? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, y'all? We're going to talk about the new Motionless Pit starring the government. Well, we've been doing this thing for a while. We've been here for a while. So since we've been here for a while, we might as well get it going like we always do. Let's go. What you gonna do now? Hope you're ready, cause I'm really about to put it down. Never disrespect you. Tomorrow, but tonight I wanna spend with you. Last down, make it last down. Start off hoping I'ma be the best girl. I was it down, let me know. Tell you just never get low. Back away from the door. Yeah. We're going to have some fun with this. Yeah. Hey. Hey, what up, chat? What up, firm? How y'all doing over here? I ain't see y'all in a minute. You know, we had to finish up the first season of On My Radio. The first season is complete. We halfway through. We got 4 seasons. We got 4 chapters in. We got 4 chapters left at a longer rate. All right. So we're going to get to it. We're going to get to The Motionless Pit by the government. When we last were here and we was talking about R. Kelly, we convened after reading a 282-page and a motion from R. Kelly and the Dream Team, as we called them. Well, the government haven't responded to that. They responded backwards, which got me puzzled because they responded backwards. I'm sorry, I gotta send this text out, which puzzled me because why would you respond backwards? Why would you respond backwards? Doug, Steve, Tom, Mike, they put the government in a box and the government came back with this bullcrap. Well, for all of y'all that don't know, some of y'all might not know what's going on, but the government responded with a motion. And in that motion, they made something crazy in that motion. Hold on, I'm gonna stop this for a second. Because in that motion, they did something real bogus. And what I mean by bogus, I mean real bogus. And you know, I'm gonna play a little R. Kelly song before I read this joint. But I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I mean, I'm speechless, because at the end of the day, it's not making sense. Nah, that's not the R. Kelly file I want. I want another R. Kelly file. But I'm speechless. And to be speechless means one thing. Somebody ain't doing something right. To not follow back on a motion that's been put in front of your face, somebody ain't doing something right. Now, who's not doing something right? I'm gonna let y'all be the judge of that. But what they saying is, we really don't have a case. And what they saying is, we don't have a merit. So if you don't have a case, you don't have a merit. That means you have to let them go. So I'm gonna ask y'all a question. How many of y'all can remember when they first ran across the R. Kelly song, when they first met R. Kelly or something like that? Or what they was going through when they had R. Kelly on their mind and didn't know, but then when they seen him, it made them feel some kind of way, like, oh my God, this guy's the truth. I'm gonna play this for y'all, and before I get into this motion, let's go.
Oh, girl, I'm missing you. Hey, I'm so missing you. Hey, let's go back to the way, back to the way, back to the way we were. Ooh, back to the way, back to the way, back to the way we were. Let's go back to the way, back to the way, back to the way we were. Do you remember the time when we fell in love? Girl, I hope you're lying next to me when I wake up. I'll be in the bathroom taking a shower, girl, when I wake up. Said I hope you in the kitchen, girl, when I wake up. Cause if you're not doing those things, then I don't wanna wake up. See, I just wanna make up. Never wanted to break up. Can we just make love? Baby, let's fix this thing up. Cause I'm lost without you. Girl, I'm about to lose it. If I'm not with you, then I can't hear my music. The seasons won't change. Baby girl, unless you come back to me, I need this pain. So I'm praying, heaven, please rewind that night, erase that fight. Cause I see the light, so let's make it right, girl. Back to the way, back to the way we were. Let's go back to the way, back to the way, back to the way we were. Back to the way, back to the way, back to the way we were. You remember when we fell in love? Girl, I'll give anything to have you back again. And I'll do anything to feel the touch of your wing beneath my wings. Cause all I wanna do is try again. Oh, so baby, can we try again? Yeah. And this time I'll be a perfect loving man. I promise. Cross my heart and hope that I understand. And I'm gonna be good to you. And I'm never gonna lie to you. And I'm never gonna leave. And I'm never gonna hurt. And I'm never gonna cheat on you. And you don't have to bank on it. Baby, you can bank change. Baby girl, unless you come back to me, undo this pain. Said I'm praying, heaven please, rewind that night, erase that fight, cause I see the light, so let's make it right. Let's go back, girl, back to the way, baby, let's go back to the way, back to the way, back to the way we were. Let's go back to the way, back to the way we were. Remember the time. I'm trying to call you, but you won't answer. Need to get through to your heart, girl, and I'm not gonna go nowhere until you're back here. I'm coming to get you, babe, and bring you back here and let you talk to me. And now listen, you're not in my life, then baby girl, it's something to say. Let's go back to the way, back to the way, back to the way we. Let's go back to the way, back to the way, back to the way we. Let's go back to the way, back to the way. Do you remember all of the sweet memories? Back to the way, back to the way. Girl, I can't live without you here with me. Please, let's go back. Let's go back.
All right. Let's go back to the way we were. Do you remember the time when we fell in love? Had to get that. All right. All right. Let's get them likes up. I got 126 people here. Let's get them likes up. Let's get them likes up. 139. All right, let's go. United States District Court, Eastern District of New York, United States of America against Robert Sylvester Kelly. Now, wait a minute. I ain't gonna let them get away with this. And I'm glad I saw it. Do you see what the government has done? The United States of America is a corporation. Y'all see that, right? Y'all see that? Well, they made Robert Sylvester Kelly a corporation, but they made R. Kelly a human being. Can't be that way. Robert Sylvester Kelly is the human being. R. Kelly is the fictional character, the corporation. You see the games that they playing now? You see the word play that they doing? But the lawyers are already on it. Trust me. The government's memorandum of law in support of its motion for an anonymous and partially sesquicular jury. Are you serious? What made them come up with this? The government's memorandum of law in support of its motion for an anonymous and partially sequestered jury. Sequestered jury. Preliminary statement. The government respectfully submits this memorandum of law in support of its motion for an anonymous and partially sequestered jury in this case. For the reasons set forth below, the government respectfully requests that 1, the identities of all prospective jurors, including their names, addresses, and places of employment, not be revealed to either party or their attorneys. This giving me a red flag already. So I'm gonna read that part again. The government respectfully requests that 1, the identities of all prospective jurors, including their names, addresses, and places of employment, not be revealed to either party or their attorneys. I wonder why. And 2, from the time each juror is impaneled until the conclusion of the trial. The jurors eat lunch together and be accompanied in and out of the courthouse by members of the United States Marshal Service each day so that they do not mingle in the courthouse with the public or any potential trial spectator. These measures are necessary to safeguard the jurors and the fair administration of justice. Moreover, these precautions will not deprive the defendant of meaningful jury selection, diminish the presumption of innocence, or cause any prejudice. Background: the charged crimes. The defendant will be tried on the charges described in a third superseding indictment. The indictment, which was returned on March the 12th, 2020, the indictment charges one count of racketeering in violation of 18 USC 1962 involving 14 racketeering acts. Count one, 3 counts of Mann Act transportation to engage in illegal sexual activity in violation of 18 USC 2421, counts 2, 6, and 8, 3 counts of Mann Act coercion and enticement to engage in illegal sexual activity in violation of 18 USC 2422, counts 3, 7, and 9, 1 count of Mann Act coercion and enticement of a minor in violation of 18 USC 2422B, count 4, and 1 count of Mann Act transportation and 1 count of Mann Act transportation of a minor in violation of 18 USC 2423A, count 5. The racketeering acts and substantive crimes charged in the indictment relate to 6 different victims, identified in the indictment as Jane Doe number 1 through Jane Doe number 6. As charged by a grand jury. Hold on, yeah. There we go. As charged by a grand jury, for over 2 decades, the defendant was the leader of the racketeering enterprise, the Enterprise. So we all know who's running their group called the Enterprise, right? And we know it's not R. Kelly, right? Comprised of individuals who served as managers, bodyguards, drivers, personal assistants, and runners for the defendant, as well as members of his entourage, along with promoting the defendant's music and R. Kelly brand and the R. Kelly brand. The enterprise recruited women and girls to engage in illegal sexual activity with the defendant, often transporting victims throughout the United States for this purpose. This sexual activity was often filmed and photographed by the defendant, including sexual explicit depictions of minors constituting child pornography. As alleged in the indictment, the defendant promulgated numerous rules that many of his sexual partners were required to follow, including that the woman and girls were to call him daddy. Huh? Is that illegal now? They were not permitted to leave their rooms to eat or visit the bathroom without receiving his permission. Huh? Is that what they running with? They were required to wear baggy clothing when not accompanying the defendant to an event. And they were directed to keep their heads down and not to look at other men. The defendant also isolated the women and girls from their friends and family and made them dependent on him for their financial well-being. The defendant also maintained his leadership and control of the enterprise by demanding absolute commitment from its members, not tolerating dissent, and obtaining sensitive information about members and associates of the enterprise in order to maintain control over them. I have one question so far. Who don't want people to be loyal when they're in a situational ship? Can I get like ones for yes or two for no? Who don't want people to be loyal when they're in a situational ship? Shout out to my guy. He working hard, but he took time to be over here with us. Doug Anton, what's up? One of the best lawyers to ever do it. Number two, so y'all mean to tell me that R. Kelly was the only one going to the bathroom at will? Nah, it's not true. So this first part was compromised by lies of some of the so-called victims, which I call accusers. I won't call names, but I'll say victims, aka accusers. So this was compromise. And when I say compromise, what you see is the accusers that came forth. Well, my thing is, since this is coming out against Robert Sylvester Kelly, and since they're trying to make him a monster, I have a question. Where's the lady that coached all these ladies to say these things? That was the head run manager of the Black Panties tour. That have the office down here in Atlanta. That also works for Jermaine Dupri. Where's she? Because if you mean to tell me that Robert is guilty of a lie, do you mean to tell me that she can't be charged for coercing the lie on this man? Come on. Let's make it make sense. Then the media coverage. The government anticipates that trial in this matter is likely to attract significant media coverage given the defendant's celebrity status as a well-known singer and performer and the popularity of the docuseries Surviving R. Kelly. Stop. He did not have nothing to do with that docuseries. So why would y'all try to bring that in? Y'all said that he's a celebrity. Then y'all said that he's a well-known singer and performer. But then you try to tie in and the popularity of the docuseries Surviving R. Kelly. He ain't had nothing to do with that. But the government overreaching. That's what I love. Because when you overreach, you got to prove it. So now the government got to prove that R. Kelly had something to do with Surviving R. Kelly. Because they said that his popularity of the docuseries Surviving R. Kelly, when he had nothing to do with that. Then it says the first installment of which aired on the Lifetime Television Network, which is owned by Disney, which is owned by Disney, but the underneath parent company is called A&E. I want y'all to understand that. A&E owns Lifetime. Disney owns A&E. So at the end of the day, who's the golden boy that just got booked from Disney? Mr. Harvey Weinstein. So can somebody ask this question? Why is R. Kelly still sitting in a box when Harvey Weinstein has been moved from from a jail facility to basically a luxury home, which is called the halfway house due to the COVID-19 pandemic? Why is that crooked lawyer that violated his ankle monitor and home vision or home revision? He violated it. He wasn't supposed to use a computer. He jumped on the computer and put documents inside his own case. But he have yet to be re-locked up. And they let him out, and he's younger than Robert. So that means Robert don't fit the criteria of COVID, but this lawyer do? Make it make sense. And some people say, oh, he's the color of privilege. Nah, he's not the color of privilege. I'm going to say this. He fits the dynamic of the barrel, meaning that they have an agenda. The agenda is to make Robert Kelly a demon. You have to demonize him so that way anybody that come into the jury pool will say, he's guilty. He's guilty. We don't need the facts. He's guilty. When all in all, the facts are going to prove he's innocent. Let's not let the modern day lynching continue to happen. Let's finish. Which aired on the Lifetime Television Network in January 2019 and is currently available on Netflix. They pumping it out there, which explores allegations that the defendant engaged in abusive sexual relations with minor females and adult women. Indeed, this case and the defendant's other criminal cases have already garnered significant and widespread media attention. Excuse me. For example, upon the defendant's arrest on federal charges in July 2019, numerous print, internet, and television sources, both in New York City metropolitan area and throughout the United States, published stories. See Rick Rogers, Meyer Zavari, and Michael Gold. U.S. prosecutors filed new charges, including child pornography against R. Kelly. New York Times, July the 12th, 2019. And I mean, they go on and on. They piled it in. They listed and they listening. But I can't stay here with that. I got to keep it moving. And they going on and on and on and on. Look at this. TMZ. They included TMZ, NBC. These are all the publications that went in on the charges of Robert Sylvester Kelly. These are all the publications that the government is not going to list that called him a disgraced singer. Here's my question. How can he be a disgraced singer if he was never found guilty? You only be disgraced when you have the charges and you were proven to be guilty. Not while you just sitting there waiting for trial. Then it goes on Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Cohen. I mean, they go on and on and on with it. Look at this. This still going on. Nick Cannon. Oh, my God. They giving everybody. And what I find funny about this is Meek Mill, Kerry Washington, Jada Pinkett Smith. These are everybody that Robert has helped. You wouldn't have known about Nick Cannon unless you heard that song that go, I'm a gigolo and a box of gold and with that fly track. You wouldn't have took Nick Cannon serious if it wasn't for that song. But guess who wrote the song and produced the track? Robert Sylvester Kelly. So I'm going to ask you again. Who is Nick Cannon without R. Kelly? Okay, let's go with the argument. Legal standard. The Second Circuit has repeatedly upheld the use of anonymous juries where there is reason to believe that the jury needs protection. Why do the jury need protection? Ask yourself that, and let's finish. And reasonable precautions have been taken to minimize any adverse efforts on the juror's opinion of the defendant. Then they have the case laws. The Second Circuit has adopted a two-step process for district courts to follow in connection with impaneling an anonymous jury. The district court should first determine whether there is strong reason to believe that the jury needs protection, which I don't believe. If there is, the court should then take reasonable precautions to minimize any prejudice that might arise from an anonymous jury. Importantly, The use of an anonymous jury does not infringe on defendants' constitutional rights, so long as the court conducts a voir dire designed to uncover any bias as to the issues of the defendant. I'm sorry, and takes care to give the jurors a plausible and prejudicial, that's it is, reason for not disclosing their identities. Okay. Thus, the decision whether or not to impanel an anonymous jury is left to the district court's discretion. Courts in this circuit have considered various factors to determine whether there's a reason to believe the jury's safety and impartiality needs protection. One, the dangerousness of the defendant. I have a question. How is R. Kelly dangerous? And I'm gonna break it down to you. R. Kelly, the man that go on the stage, the man that perform. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna back it up. R. Kelly, the man that prepares to go on stage, the man that warms his voice up, the man that performs, the man that signs autographs, the entity that leaves the building, the entity that gets back on the bus and goes to the next city. That's who R. Kelly is. Robert Sylvester Kelly is the man that is embodied by R. Kelly. So Robert Sylvester Kelly is just a normal man. R. Kelly is the performer. And the problem is the government don't know how to separate the two. And the issue is, just like some of these accusers, they want R. Kelly because of what he sings about on the stage, the way he moves, his persona, his swag, his suave. They want R. Kelly, but they treat Robert Sylvester Kelly like dung. Am I waking some of y'all up right now? Because some people are going to say, that's the same person. It's not. They embodied in the same person, but it's two different personas. R. Kelly is the one that say, take off your clothes and girl, come on. Robert Sylvester Kelly is the one to be like, man, look, I just want to go to McDonald's, man. I just want to make rib with extra sauce. And give me a large order of fries, light on the salt. And just give me a half and half. Or if you don't give me a half and half, just give me a Coke, man. I sign that. That's Robert Sylvester Kelly. Are you see the difference? It's two different worlds, but everybody want to make it one. Now, number two, whether the defendant or his associates have engaged in past attempts to interfere with judicial process. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. Who's his associates? Because today is the day that we separate the straw from the wheat. Who is R. Kelly's, Robert Sylvester Kelly's associates? Government only named one person in the RICO Act, which was R. Kelly, Robert Sylvester Kelly. So how can you say his associates when you didn't bring nobody else forth except for R. Kelly? So what you're trying to say is that one man, one body, two entities can pull off all of this in 24 hours? Is that what the government's trying to say to me? If that's what they're saying, I'm saying they delirious. So let's go here. Number three, whether the defendant has access to the means to harm the jury. Why would he do that? And I'm trying to stay one place before I jump to that point, but let's look at the 2002 to 2008 trial. No jury was harmed. Let's look at even now. No jury was harmed. No victims or accusers was harmed. Hell, you even had a victim living with him and coming to see him. Nothing was harmed. But when her time was up to switch for another person to come see Rob, that's when the switch flipped to Bewitch. I'm lost. How do you fathom to put whether the defendant has access to the means to harm the jury? This has to be coming from somewhere else. This has to be coming from another direction, but y'all trying to force this onto Robert Sylvester Kelly. Well, let's read a little further. Maybe the government will explain a little more. Then number 4 say whether the trial is likely to attract media attention and publicity. Yes, it will attract media attention and publicity. That's what y'all don't want. And I'm going to prove to y'all, as soon as I finish this, I'm going to show y'all something of why they don't want publicity. Notably, all of these factors need to be present. Anonymity is appropriate when some combination of the factors is present. A case law in United States versus Ashburn. With respect to the defendant's past attempts to tamper with the judicial process. Wait a minute. This right here is slander, because nobody has ever been able to prove that he has attempted to tamper with anything. The man have a routine, and tampering ain't one of them. Then it says courts look for evidence of previous intimidation, bribing, or violence toward witness or jurors. A case law. When they talk about the Stapleton crew, when a defendant is under pretrial detention, whether he has means to harm the jury often hinges on the extent of his connections outside of prison. Listen what it said. Whether he has means to harm the jury often hinges on the extent of his connections outside of prison. Then it says, then it comes down a case law with the Wilson. Then they talk about the Stapleton crew granting a motion for an anonymous jury, in part because defendant was a member of the Stapleton crew, and this organization has other members and associates who are currently and will be at large at the time of the trial. Finally, whether the trial is likely to attract media attention may be illustrated by the nature and degree of pretrial publicity. I'm going to say this. Nobody knew anything about the Stapleton crew until one blogger made mention of the Stapleton crew. And that blogger said, I believe they said they coming out of Queens. Yeah, I got some of the Stapleton crew. They my peoples. They coming out of Queens. Bop, 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 bop. The same blogger that also lick pictures and talk about I got 1,000 on that head and 2,000 on that head. You see the gang connection appearing in motions. And if you fought R. Kelly, this should strike a nerve within you, whether you like anybody on this side or what. The sub should say, all right, enough is enough. We've seen too much. This shit has gone too far. If this is for Rob, why the hell is we talking about gang ties, gang affiliations? Why the hell is we talking about threatening. And I'm going to keep it 100. All of us has participated in the fuckery. The difference is some of us pull back from the fuckery. At the end of the day, you got to determine what's important. And if fighting for Robert Sylvester Kelly is important, then how can you continue with the fuckery? Let's finish. 2 procedures adequately protect a defendant's right to an unbiased jury during the use of an anonymous jury. First, the court should conduct a voir dire designed to uncover bias as to issues in the case and as to the defendant himself. That's the Pacone joint. Second, to reduce the possibility that the jury will infer that the defendant is dangerous, the court should give jurors a plausible and non-prejudicial reason for not disclosing their identities or for taking other security measures. They love that Pacone joint. Jesus. In many cases, courts instruct the jury that the additional safeguards are to protect against intrusion by the media. But this part right here is what gets me. There is strong reason to believe that the jury's impartiality needs protection in this case. Applying the standards and considering the factors set forth above, the interests of justice would best be served in this case by protecting the identities of the jurors. This one talk about the charges. Let's go ahead. The charges are serious. As the government has described in detail in previous filings, the defendant is charged with serious crimes, including leading a racketeering enterprise. I'm gonna stop. You never heard R. Kelly mention anybody as the enterprise. You either know family if you tight with them or brotherhood if you in with them. You never seen enterprise. It wasn't until 5.5 months ago when a particular blogger appeared on the scene, read the indictment, and still named his group the Enterprise. But then they say that he created and used for decades to sexually abuse and exploit women and girls for his own sexual gratification. Wait a minute. That sounds like he went looking for females. No. R. Kelly ain't go looking for nobody. They came looking for him. And R. Kelly told you on many occasions, you have to be 18 or older. You have to be 18 or older. So where's the little girls? Help me make that make sense. Then I'm going to go here. It says, including through the use of bribery, kidnapping, and forced labor. Who did he have working for him? When and where? When Kitty Jones was on tour, she wasn't forced. She wanted to go in the cage. That was part of the act. She loved it. Asante McGee, when she wanted to take off the clothes, she loved it. She wanted to be in the in crowd. She wanted Robert just that bad. Kidnapping. Who did he kidnap? Make it make sense. All parents of overage women knew where their overage kids were. So who kidnapped who? And knew where they were at all times. Even some of the parents came to visit Robert and their overage child. Let's make it make sense. The pattern of racketeering activity charges includes the defendant's commission of 14 predicate acts against 6 different victims over 3 decades. I got a question. You got 14 predicate acts against 6 different accusers over 3 decades, right? So that means everybody was at a different time. So you mean to tell me that everybody, meaning 6 different accusers, met Robert at different times of their life. They all got different personalities, but they was all treated the same? Impossible. You can't treat somebody like you treated the last because they all have different personalities. So it's not going to fit. That's why I said the government is overreaching. Moreover, his status as the leader of the enterprise cannot be overstated and insinuates that already serious nature of the criminal conduct at issue. The enterprise and the defendant's status within it allow the defendant to serially engage in criminal conduct with impunity, including against minor victims. The seriousness of the charged crimes is also reflected in the penalties to defendant faces, which include a mandatory minimum of 10 years imprisonment and up to life on counts 4 and 5, up to 20 years imprisonment, and count 1 up to 20 years imprisonment on each counts 3, 7, 9, and 10 years imprisonment on each counts 2, 6, and 8. The gravity of the defendant's situation creates significant incentives to threaten jurors or otherwise seek to influence them through bribery and other means. United States versus Gotti. If you read this case law, it goes into detail, I believe on page 15, if I'm not mistaken. It goes into detail of John Gotti didn't do it himself, but people that was proclaiming to be attached to Gotti was out there doing reckless stuff in Gotti's name. So with that being said, it brings me to this, which is B. The defendant has the ability to interfere with the judicial process himself or through associates. I find it funny that this motion comes out after people that's on this side that proclaim to be for Robert, one of them released a recording that could have got Robert jammed up for the next year. All to prove a point. Then you got some that's pulling up people addresses, that's pulling up personal information. But all of this is in the name of R. Kelly. You got some that will proclaim, yeah, nigga, I know where you are. We know where you are, this and this and this and this, but won't push a fly off of a great meal. We got some that keep saying 30 rounds, 15 blocks or 13 blocks from downtown to Midway. So I find it funny that this come out with all of this during the time that all of that is going on. And like I tell y'all don't gotta like me. I don't care. But when it reaches this paperwork, you got to be forced to say, wait a minute, what's going on? When people put on their page, I just want to see you dead, and I'm willing to sit down behind it just to get you out the way. That's beyond jealousy. That's beyond envy. That's beyond hate. But because I know these boys are watching, I can't respond the way I would normally respond. I just got to laugh at it and keep going. Because the fight that I fight is for Robert Sylvester Kelly. I don't know about nobody else. I wasn't brought into this for a cash app. I wasn't brought into this for $1 million initiative. I wasn't brought into this to say, I'm his brother, I'm his son. I wasn't brought into this to say I'm his friend. I'm gonna give y'all the blueprint to something. I've been attacked. And I gotta make this about me right now, because I've been attacked for the last 2 years, and I'm still here. And everybody wondering why. So I'm gonna give you the blueprint. When you're here without any type of isms or schisms or reasons, you can still stand. But when you be attacked or being attacked and you have an alternative motive or your hands is dirty, you tend to go. You tend to go. And eventually you're moved out the way. I'm planted by the tree of the rivers of the water. I can't go nowhere. So let's read this. The defendant and his associates has previously attempted to obstruct justice, a factor that weighs heavily in support of anonymity, as set forth more fully in the government's detention memoranda dated July the 12th, 2019. Wait a minute. October the 2nd, 2019 and April the 17th, 2020. And during prior bail hearings, the defendant, together with others on his behalf, has a history of obstructive conduct, including the following. Let's look what it say. In connection with his trial and in state court in 2008, the defendant persuaded multiple individuals to testify falsely before a Cook County grand jury. When did he do that? They're reaching. Indeed, the indictment the defendant faces in the Northern District of Illinois charges him with conspiring to intimidate victims and conceal evidence in an effort to obstruct law enforcement, including with respect to an investigation in the 2000s that resulted in the defendant's 2008 state court trial on child pornography charges, of which he was acquitted. So I have a question. Why y'all trying to bring back old charges that he was acquitted of? That sounds like double jeopardy to me, but I know what y'all gonna say. It's not double jeopardy because the charges are not the same and is in a different jurisdiction. That's still double jeopardy. I don't care how you look at it, how you dress it up. That's still double jeopardy. You're charging him for the same charge that he was acquitted for. It's just masked differently. Oh, what that sound like? The dollar for the king. Oh. Which was always R. Kelly Defense Fund. It was just masked differently. It just had a different condiment on it. It just had a little more pickle, a little more lettuce, a little bit of onions, and some tomato on it to make it to make that Whopper taste a little better. So we know all that. We know all that. We know all that. Let's skip down some. Following a civil lawsuit filed on behalf of Jane Doe number 6 against the defendant, a lawyer for Jane Doe number 6 received a I'm gonna pause there because for the last 4 months, this guy has been saying we need to go with the $1 million initiative because we need to replace the lawyers because they don't know what they're doing. They this, they that. They won't talk to me. They won't do this. They won't do that. Beware of the people that come crying wolf when they're wolf themselves. And the reason why I say that is this reason right here. Before I brought it to light, this brother had y'all fooled by the name of Don Russell. He had y'all fooled. But when I said that he had, matter of fact, Don Russell said, oh, the lawyers won't talk to me. But then I showed when the lawyers opened up a conversation with him and he went in their office and tried to fire everybody. When I brought that out, then it was, oh, okay. Then when I brought out him trying to get $1 million, now wait a minute, here we go again, $1 million. Him trying to get $1 million off of Kel's name. And Robert ain't know nothing about it. I brought that out. Myself and the firm and Sylvia brought out the fact that his mom aided him. So that's aiding and abetting. And crimes against R. Kelly, and R. Kelly ain't know nothing about it. But let's go here. Following a civil lawsuit on behalf of Jane Doe number 6 against the defendant, a lawyer for Jane Doe number 6 received a typewritten letter in 2018 purportedly signed by the defendant. Enclosed with the letter were 2 pieces of paper that contained images and typewritten text. Among the images were photographs of Jane Doe number 6 that had been apparently cropped to not disclose certain body parts. Beneath those photographs was text including, "I assure you this would not be considered a Sunday go-to meeting dress." The next 2 pictures have been cropped for the sake of not exposing her extremities to the world. Yet, based on the content of the letter and photographs, it is reasonable to conclude that the letter was sent at the defendant's direction, and or for his benefit, advising Jane Doe number 6 of his intent to maintain compromising photographs of her in an attempt to convince Jane Doe number 6 to abandon her lawsuit. Robert knew nothing about it, but that was Don Russell and his mom. Watch this. The defendant has told multiple individuals, including one as recently as 2018, that they needed to select a side, his side or the other side, and implicitly threatened that selecting the other side could result in physical harm to that person or that person's family. Wow. And Robert knows nothing about it. At the end of the day, the people that's following this guy, Don Russell, and I told y'all and before, he's one of the main reasons why Rob still is booked. I told y'all. When Rob was supposed to go to court, he was there in New York talking to the people that Tuesday, that Wednesday, and that Thursday morning. Rob came to court that Thursday evening, got denied. Here's my thing. If you're a friend and your friend is booked, why you need to sit willingly with the people 3 days in a row and then come back acting funny, asking questions that you never asked before to only certain people? Things that make you go, C said the media coverage of this case will expose jurors to extraordinary pressure, which is true. That's why the jurors have to be grounded. If you ain't built for the heat, stay your ass out the kitchen. Only jurors that should be on here and selected are non-biased jurors. If you can't try the case on evidence alone, you shouldn't be there. Feelings don't matter. Feelings should not be in this case. Only fact, findings, truth, and evidence. That's why they want Robert Spencer Kelly to fight with his hands locked up behind his back. Only reason why. I can go here and read about the media, but who cares what the media is saying? I don't have that time to do it right now about the media. Now go here. The defendant is likely to be perceived as dangerous. Based on the evidence to be presented at trial, the defendant is likely to be perceived by the jurors as capable of inflicting violence. Multiple witnesses will testify that the defendant physically and violently assaulted them when they broke one of the defendant rules, and that they witnessed the defendant physical assault others as well for similar transgressions. In these circumstances, the fact that jurors are aware that their identities are publicly known may subtly and unconsciously impair their impartiality. And Thomas, the second court found that the protection of jurors is vital to the function of the criminal justice system, and further articulated the importance of using jury anonymity as a mechanism to ensure a jury's fair and impartial verdict, free from fear or intimidation. Okay. Then they got a case law with bonds. I'm gonna say this. On this side, I'm gonna ask a question. Who do y'all see throwing threats? Like I said, we all participated in the shit show, but all of us are no longer participating. And some of us haven't participated in a while. But who y'all see doing background checks on people? Who do y'all see with Don Russell floating on platforms? Who platform do you see he's on? Who do you always see that call in and say, Don Russell was the deal. Don Russell's the truth. Don Russell wouldn't do nothing to Kels. Well, I got a question. If Don Russell's such a great guy, here's a small question. How did he get Rob's award? Now, I've heard people open their mouth ignorantly, and I've said it, just because you have lips don't mean you should talk. I've heard people say, well, Dana J and Angelo and the other guy, they broke into R. Kelly house in Atlanta. Just because I live here don't mean I broke in somebody's house. How preposterous is that? At the end of the day, make it make sense. I'm going to break in this man's house, but I'm still deep in talks and close to this man. Make it make sense. The Chicago rallies was after his house was broken into. So you think if I broke in his house, Rob would still deal with me? Stop. Do you see him dealing with the man that broke in his house? Come on. People, Rob left us with a factor. He said, don't think like me, but think. Come on, think. And y'all running with it. Oh, Dana J broke in the house. Da, 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 da. How? How? Oh, Dana J stole a defense fund. How? Look at the origin of where it came from. And then the funny part is the man that put it out there told y'all who told him the lie. And he said, I ran with the rumor. The same ones that hang up on a page with somebody that I used to rock with, somebody I thought was innocent. But I see that she's a snake too. You see them all on a chat together. The women, one guy, one person who say, I didn't make their page or didn't help make their page. They all together. You see that? They always on a platform spewing lies. And then you seen the dead person that said they only came back to earth for Rob. Well, if you only came back to earth for Rob, why are you on panels speaking ignorant about Dana J? I'm lost. If you only came back for Rob, Dana J shouldn't be an issue. If you only came back for Rob, the hate you got for Dana J shouldn't matter. I told y'all I'm a mastermind and I'm a strategist at what I do. And the first sign of non-loyal and distrust that I see, I'll push it all the way to you. Now I'm gonna go here. The minute she got in front of the microphone, the beast of the microphone, the mystique of the microphone brought the real feelings out. And at the end of the day, I don't hold no malice against this lady. I just can't rock with him. And then we have the lady that say, I'm here for it. The one that gave me the title, the receipt man, that I gave back to her. The same man that she basically set up on her platform. It's the same man that came and told me, don't trust her. Walk away from her, dispel it. Don't trust her. So with all that going on, here's what I'm going to say. If you ain't for Robert, get out the way. Because we, the real friends, the real supporters, the real fans, the real people that love Robert, we don't initiate in the bull crap. We ain't pulling up addresses on people. We ain't talking about anymore. I'm gonna say that anymore. We ain't talking about, oh, here's where a person live at. Because with them seeing that, they putting it in the motion. And the targets look like everybody that everybody that don't speak out about what these people are doing, we condoning it. Well, I'll be the first partaker. We ain't condoning none of that. None of that over here. It's dead. They do what they do. We push them in the side. We moving forward. At the end of the day, I ain't doing no more clicks. I ain't doing no more tricks. If it ain't about Robert, leave me the hell alone. That's strictly where it's at. So with that being said, I'm going to scroll down a little more because it's a lot. I encourage y'all to go read it for yourself. But everything they saying now, look at this, all case laws and all this. Then it says conclusion. For the foregoing reasons, the government respectfully requests that the venue and petite jurors in this case be anonymously and partially sequestered. And that was today on July the 8th, Richard P. Donahue. All because you have accusers that's still being threatened. You have accusers' families who's still being threatened. You have lawyers who's still being threatened. Oh, if Doug Anton called me, I'm going to cuss his ass out. I got a question. Doug Anton got 25 years plus in the game. A hell of a roster. Shit, I still say he helped Irv Gotti in Murder, Inc. Let me look at your track record, brother. Who have you helped in 25 years? Hell, who helped you in court? Doug Anton can, stroke of a pen, sign and send a cease and desist. Greenberg, stroke of a pen, sign, send, cease and desist. Nicole, stroke of a pen, sign, cease. And the rest of the team, sign, can send a cease and desist. Bro, you got to pay somebody to do it. What do I look like continuing, arguing with people who have no merit, just like the federal government and this piece of crap right here? It has no merit. You pulling out all of this and saying all of this, and it's Hearsay. Can you prove any of this? But here's the stopping point. Even though it's hearsay, he got to sit behind hearsay. Even though it's not proven, he still got to sit down behind hearsay. So with that being said, we ain't doing that no more. We moving forward. We did all the beefing and all that behind us. We did all that. We moving forward. From this day forth, it's going to be very hard to get in touch with me. Sometimes you got to move different. I'm still going to be here, but I'm not going to be accessible to everybody. Now, basically, reading this is everything that's going on in these YouTube streets. And I'm going to say this. Robert Sylvester Kelly have blessed only one defense fund. And that's the defense fund that's been jumping. And I showed y'all when it started. In September, not February, not June. September 2019. 18, I'm sorry. It's one of them two. However, let's go here. The bickering, the badgering, the fighting, the bullshit, the I want R. Kelly to acknowledge me, the I want R. Kelly, I want to be there, the I want to be in a sprinter, the I want to deck out the sprinter to Kel's got me. And look, for y'all that don't know, I'm going to give y'all inside scoop. When Rob get released, he's not talking to nobody for at least a good month, not even me. That's how he move. He's going to have to recalibrate himself and figure out, who can I trust? So with that being said, you have victims, aka accusers, and listen to the ending that I'm using. Accusers, victims, who have told the federal government and their prosecutors, we are being bullied on the internet, our families are being bullied, and we not coming to do anything until it's handled. Well, look what you see in the motion. This right here is a bait, and I'm going to put it out here. This out here is a bait for the defense to come back with a response. And if I can bet my bottom dollar, the defense response is going to say, federal government, you're lying. R. Kelly don't have none of this going on. And since this is the second time y'all done said it, give us the names that's doing it. When your name pops up in a motion, either on either side, you're going to be charged. So far, they mentioning 4 people right now. 4 people. Before, they mentioned 2 people. You see how it's growing? Don't let your name be the name that's mentioned in a motion on indictment, because you feel as though that you the Don, or you got something to prove, or you want to follow behind the lies of Donnell Russell or Donald Russell, whatever you go by. Sit back and think. And for the subs, I'm gonna give y'all something to think about. If you if you really for R. Kelly, and you see that all the bickering and stuff and all the back and forth and all the lies and all that is hurting Rob, shouldn't a light bulb go off in your head? I gotta think. this ain't helping him. Think about it. I said it earlier. Right now, I'm on week 4. Haven't said nobody's name. And I'm on everybody's mouth. Think about it. The most hated man on YouTube because of a relationship I have with the man that they supposed to be fighting for. If that's not personal agenda or bull crap or propaganda, what is it? They went after Doug Anton. They doing all the crazy stuff. But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to let it be known. Whoever is behind MA1 investigation group, your days are numbered, because I will be having you investigated the legit way, the right way. And since y'all said that, oh, Doug Anton is stealing money too, why is it that when the FBI got involved, certain pages disappeared? Certain voices disappeared. I told y'all, only the strong is going to last. You're going to see a lot more pages disappear very soon. Very soon. So with that being said, I know it's late. Shout out to the visitors that came around the block with us. I want to say I thank y'all. I love y'all. Once you visit the firm, you come back and visit again. Trust me, you're going to want to be a member, because that's just the type of people we are. We straightforward, we to the point. And we own one. And the one that we own is seeing what we can do to help vindicate our brother. We ain't participating in that. So at the end of the day, the real R. Kelly fans, supporters, friends, we don't deal with those people. It's a mob of them, though. Men and women. But they are not who they say they are. They are the imposters. So with that being said, we are, and I'm speaking for the people who really rocks for Robert Sylvester Kelly, we are separating ourselves as of right now away from all the drama and BS, all the cyber bullying and all the other stuff. And then I'm gonna go here. A footage or photo was released of a victim car on fire. Then a caption came out. R. Kelly sent his henchmen to kill me. Thank God I made it out. Okay. Well, where did she get that from? I'm taking you down memory lane. Even though the videos was erased, the feds got him. Trust and believe. Especially when they come with this motion. The feds got him. So here's what I'm going to say. Let's go down memory lane. A certain blogger said they can't stand her. They hope she die. It'd be funny if her car caught on fire because they let belief get so fat. And then look what happened.
Welcome back.
The car caught on fire. And it was said that these two bloggers set her car on fire. One, because one sent people after a person she's connected with, and they went past his house filming. And the other one always harass her family and her. and explicit ways. But look who's paying for it. Those bloggers sleep good at night. Those bloggers get cash apps real frequently. Hell, one of them just celebrated a birthday and rented a drop top and just knew he was the man. But this motion came out that hinted that they in trouble. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say this. For the people over on Team Truth side, when they say, the feds got you, ain't no way out of it. I'm here to tell y'all this. That's false. Doug Anton fought for Murder Inc. And the feds came and got Murder Inc. I want y'all to look at the screen. I've been telling y'all for a while that my boy is coming home. I've been telling y'all for a good while that my young boy is coming home. But I want y'all to see the story because the feds came and got him too. So feast your eyes on this. Hashtag free Rollo. He will be home Friday. Let's go.
Welcome back once again to the channel, fam. Atlanta rapper Rollo will finally be home this week. Over the last few months, Rollo's inner circle has been teasing his release from prison. Following a major 2018 RICO arrest, the Atlanta rapper was held without bail for over 2 years.
9 cars, 5 homes, and an entire apartment building. That's what the federal government plans to take from Atlanta rapper Rollo if he's convicted of federal drug charges.
However, after an illegal investigation and lawyers forcing him to take a fake guilty plea, a Georgia judge granted him bail. This Friday, July 10th, Rollo is set to appear in court before the state where he'll be released from jail. Rollo was initially arrested April 2018, where he was charged with conspiracy to distribute over 440 pounds of marijuana. Along with co-defendants boarding a plane, Rollo has been adamant of his innocence, as well as several major names behind the scenes showing up to his court hearing this week. Ghazi Shami, CEO and founder of Empire Distribution, was present at one such hearing, where Rollo found out he'll be under 24-hour house arrest surveillance. There, he'll be able to record music as well as film music videos from the house, where he's expected to resume his career. Now, the biggest part of this situation is that no one arrested with Rollo once spoke with the feds. So, none of his co-defendants work with the government, as well as opted not to take any plea deals. With the feds unable to directly pin Rollo with distributing some marijuana, we're sure his inner circle will be limited to business associates and his immediate family. The Atlanta rapper will be under extreme watch by the FBI because they took a little bit of a loss for this failed case. Well-known entertainment security enforcer Jimmy Martin will be providing security for Rollo. He'll have to keep the courts updated on his whereabouts, which we're sure he'll be moving cleanly and different beyond this case. Look for the rest of his co-defendants to also return home in the coming months from an illegal investigation. After reports surfaced of his upcoming release, the Atlanta rapper noted this onto his social media account. I'll try to keep this as lifelike as possible. Here we go. I don't want to rub nobody wrong, but come on. I heard all the BS that was said about me never coming home. I literally asked these rappers to do verses or videos to keep it going for me and was stood up. These women and dudes left me in here for dead, but I ain't never say nothing nor cried about it. I kept it solid and kept fighting. I don't hold nothing against no one that did or said what they said. I just want you to know it hurt. I appreciate those that held that shit down for me and supported me throughout this entire hardship. I love you for life. That's it for this story this time, guys. Stay tuned for the next breaking news. And until next time, peace.
Hey, man, don't think y'all can fool me. I know some of y'all don't like me, but I ain't here to make you like me. I'm actually here to make you hate me, dog. Go get your bananas ready, and if you ain't gonna eat it, I'm gonna need you to stick it in your... I don't even know how to be sad. I don't know how to do that, but shit. They can put me in a casket, I'm gonna come up and pop in my heart shit. Ain't nobody, shit, talk shit, get ready. already. You counted me out. Now the mother countdown. Fine, go on business, bitch.
So, like I said, the feds can be beat. The only way you can beat the feds is with the truth. Rollo will be home Friday. I will be at Rollo's court hearing on Friday. Like I say, friends don't let friends fall on their face. At the end of the day, you said it, EJ, scream free Rollo till it's backwards, just like scream R. Kelly until it's backwards and sideways. Telling y'all, man. Hey, Sky Zone, the real separates from the wheat. So I'm going to say this before I get up out of here. I thank y'all for watching. I had to bring y'all this. And for y'all that's late, I want y'all to go back and revisit what I said. I got 81 likes. Can I get at least 22 more likes up there? Can I get 22 more likes? That's all I need is 22 more likes. I got 81. Can I get 22 more likes? So everybody that came in that skipped the like button, just slide back out and hit the like button for me. You feel me? So I want to know if y'all want to call in. That's what I want to do. Thank you, Prince Diana. I left that out. Do anybody want to call in? If you want to call in at 470-355-8221. 470-355-8221. Exactly. I need everybody to think. Don't be a follower. Think. And I'm not saying even like me. I'm just saying think. I need 22 likes. Can I get 22 likes? Now, I brought y'all the light version because y'all know if I would have came on earlier, I would have had y'all on for 6 hours, breaking it down. Some of y'all would have went and got something to eat and came back, and I would have still been on. Don't forget, if you want, it's not mandatory. I'm not begging. If you want, you can hit the super chat at the bottom, or you can hit the Cash App at $, all capital letters, THEEBMOREACTOR. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. And I want to say this. Matter of fact, I'm going to post it. I see my mods everywhere tonight. Thank you, Nisi. So I want to hear from you. Call in 470-355-8221. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to official page of Dana J. Like, share, and subscribe to official page of Dana J. Thanks for breaking it down. No problem, Monica. That's what we're here for. Iron sharpens iron. Thank you, Miss Hicks. You gave me a like. I appreciate it. Now, can I get your subscribe, Miss Kimberly Hicks? I want you to subscribe, and I want you to share to all your friends, and have your friends like, share, and subscribe as well. Because there's going to be more content coming. More content coming. Like I say, I'm no longer the receipt man. I am the content creator. Also, while you at it, head over to Twitter and hit Steve Greenberg up and Doug Anton and just say, thank you for being in the fight for R. Kelly. Send Nicole Blankard and say, thank you for being in the fight for R. Kelly. That's all. Sometimes, and you will be you will be surprised what a thank you will do. And especially when you are overwhelmed, you will be surprised what a thank you will do. And hey, what's up, Deshaun? A thank you will go a long way. Kimberly Hicks said, since day one, that's what I'm talking about. Like I say, all donations are appreciated. It's not mandatory. I'm not the one that's going to mandatory y'all to do it. That's going to mandate y'all to do anything. But on Twitter, yes, go on Twitter, hit up Doug Anton, hit up Steve Greenberg, hit up Nicole and just say thank you for being in the fight. Now, I'm going to tell you what disturbed me today. I seen where Steve Greenberg put up something that TMZ said, excuse me, and said the government is really, but I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but he said the government is really in fear, right? But then I looked at the comments and somebody said, oh, and you need to fight hard for your client because you ain't fighting hard. Here's my question. If he's not fighting hard, then what the hell are you doing? I haven't seen some of these people at not one rally. I haven't seen some of these people at not one court date. Hell, I'm going to go here. I haven't seen some of these people and not one real group that support R. Kelly. But they get out here and talk. I think if people had jobs and was more proactive instead of reactive, we wouldn't have all this drama and BS. And I'm going to say that. And I'm going to say that. What did J-Rock say? The R. Kelly train just keeps on rolling. Yep, just keep on rolling. So do I have anybody that want to call in? If not, I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to keep it pushing. And I'm going to get up out of here. Like I said, shout out to the guest that came through that just was watching. Shout out to the first time people that's here. I appreciate y'all for being here. And I want y'all to become a member. But I want y'all to be for sure this is where you want to be. So sit back and observe. Trust me. You're going to love it over here. Once again, for y'all that didn't catch the earlier live yesterday, if you want to participate in a versus battle, contact me at book BOOK Dana DANA JJAY at gmail.com. You're live on Uncut with actor Dana J. How can I help you?
Hey, Dana J, what's good, big dog?
What's going on?
Hey, nine. Yeah, this is me. It's Mark, the support. Big time Kel supporter, just keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on fighting hard. Don't worry. Our brother be on real soon. They're doing a real good job.
Right. I definitely appreciate that, man.
Yeah, just all the lies are starting to come out. You see it. 1 minute, the story changes. It's like, I don't know. If people are smart, they see the lies, but a lot of times people don't want to see it. It's there.
Man, I'm going to say this. People scared of the truth.
Yeah.
And because it's being brought by me,
Yeah.
people don't know what's going on because they like, oh, Dana bringing it, but so many people are saying this and saying this and saying this. Man, it's not about what people saying. It's about the truth and the content that's coming out. I don't care if a donkey is bringing it. As long as it's true and it's coming out, that's what I want.
Yeah, well, you always been the facts. You keep the facts going. You bring the truth, and you know what? A lot of people don't like the truth. They don't respect that, but I respect that, and a lot of people respect that on our side. But we have to keep bringing it. That's it. Keep bringing the facts, and that's it. We'll keep supporting Rob, and we here from day one, and I'll continue to support Rob.
Facts. Thank you, Monty.
Right?
Yep.
All right, dude. All right, Dana.
All right. That's Monty from New York. Star Met, thank you so much. I appreciate you. All the way from the UK. Star Met. All the way from the UK. So, Star, when I come to London or England, I need you to take me to a shoe place because I need some shoes. Y'all shoes out there is phenomenal. But I thank you, Star, for supporting the channel. I totally do. Like I say, thank you, Doug Anton, for spinning the block to see what's going on. Very humble guy. Like I said, everybody go to Twitter. Let Doug Anton, let Nicole Blanca, and let Steve Greenberg know that y'all thinking about them, and thanks. Just say thanks for supporting R. Kelly. That's all. Just say thanks for fighting for him. I promise you, you will be surprised. You will be surprised at what a thank you can do. You will be surprised at what a thank you can do. So, anybody else want to call in? I want to hear from you. I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all see, I can't raise my arm all the way up. I actually have a pinched nerve right in the elbow region. So I'm waiting on. I'm hard headed. I'm supposed to have a bandage on, and I'm supposed to have my arm in a cast. I'm not doing that. I'm not. I'm gonna be active, and I'm gonna force it. And I'm gonna force it to respond the way it should respond. I'm gonna force it to respond. Don't forget Friday on my radio, chapter 5. Hold on, Miss Fenwick. The Cash App is $. I'm gonna post it. It's $, all capital letters, THEE, BMORE, BMORE, actor, ACTOR. So that's what's going on. No, but it's not from the workout. It's actually from when I was filming. I did something wrong. I turned the wrong way when I was filming, and it's like it snapped. Really, it really snapped. Like I say, thank you, Miss Monica, for the Cash App. Thank you so much. Nah, I'm not gonna overdo it. I'm going back to the push-ups. But that's all that is, Tasha, is God telling me, like, Negro, I'm gonna force you to get back into shape. So that's gonna be my rehab. I'm gonna start from the ground level. I'm gonna start at 10 push-ups, and then I'm gonna gradually get to 1,000. Miss Dimple said, "What workout?" Miss Dimple, I'm not paying you no attention. I ain't even paying you no attention. Also, hit up Gucci. Gucci have merchandise from a company for the rally, the official R. Kelly rally in New York, September the 28th. Come with your walking shoes on. No drama will be allowed. No drama will be tolerated. So if you got beef with somebody and you run a rally for R. Kelly, Put that sugar honey iced tea to the side and rally for R. Kelly. Or stay your assets away and rally at your home. Sylvia said, did I just hear workout? I'm going to say this, because people been calling people out. Friday, I want to see all the brothers on Sylvia Live. We going to show these women how to really work out and get it in, all right? And I'm going to be the first partaker. KYD Audio 12 laps, you up to 12. I'm so proud of you. Matter of fact, I'll pull Sylvia and we'll get on that track with you to give you support. Let's do 24. If you did 12 so far, let's go 24. Let's go. I've been hearing a lot of brothers saying that they scared of Randa because she worked you out. Well, I want all the brothers on Sylvia Live Friday, because we going to work Randa out Friday. Because when she ready to stop, we going to keep saying, let's go. We want more. Deshaun, okay, cool. Cool. Thank you so much. Thank Sean. Thank you so much. I thank everybody for the little, for the small. Thank you so much. For the big, no matter. Dana looking slim, no flirt. Just messing. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm coming down. I don't care what y'all say. These man boobs are gonna go. And when I finish working out, you're gonna be able to wash. You're gonna be able to dry your clothes on my chest. I hit a lot of push-ups and sit-ups, bro. Well, Ern, that's not fair because you're not far from the floor, man. That's not fair. That's not fair. So for every 4 push-ups, that should be 1 for you, Ern, because you know you short. So that means, you know what I mean? They can't handle Randa. Well, here's the thing. Hey, Sean, I know. I trust me, I know. Like I say, no problem, Sky Zone. Sky, I'm gonna call you tonight because I got a panel coming that I need to set up. Hey, Sylvia, it don't matter. Us guys need to burn. So if Randa gonna work us out, then we need to burn. Let's do it. Ern Harrison is my little bro, so I can joke with him like that. None of y'all better not do it, because I'm gonna get you. EJ said I love doing bench presses, man. Hey, that's my favorite. Like I said, Friday at 12 o'clock, I believe, on Sylvia channel. I will be there at 11:30. Nah, man, I ain't ripped at all. Thank you so much, J-Rock. I ain't ripped at all, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm ripped, man. Look, I'm telling you, man, right now, I'm a jug of juice. But I will be ripped real soon. You know, I got the meal preps in the refrigerator. I'm telling you, man, I encourage everybody to meal prep. That is hurt. This hurt. Bree, we still in preliminary stages. When something break or something new, I will let y'all know. So I'm gonna say this. Remember some things. Number 1, 7 p.m. Friday, Sylvia. Okay, cool. Cool, that's perfect. And remember some things. Keep God first in everything you do. Number 2, you kill hate, division, lies with prosperity, love, truth, and honesty, and respect. Number 3, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. So on Friday at 7 p.m., us males going to get started with Randa and Sylvia. Number 4, elephants don't swat flies. Not at all. So that means no matter what come our way, I'm safe in Jesus' arms, and I will not respond. Even though I want to. Oh, Lord, I do. But I will not respond. This is teaching me another level of humbleness. So elephants definitely don't swat flies. Last but not least, be someone important. Be yourself. Until next time, Dana J saying, we out here. Hey, partner. One.